Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So Chris has something to show you. Chris, show them. Show them what you have.
Oh my god. You guys see that? I got excited and I didn't record nothing.
No, these are sick, but as you can tell, they're a tight fit. So we're gonna have to lift it soon. That'll be coming. The wheels are in. These are 32s. These are the 255 75 17 Nitto Terra Grappler MTs. As you can tell, it's like really close to the bumper. We're definitely gonna trim it up, but once we lift it, that way we can get the most clearance without trimming, if that makes any sense. But for today, we're gonna do something different. We got the radio kit, so we're gonna go ahead and install the radio on the Jeep. So we're installing the Binize or Binize, I don't know how to say it correctly, but this radio is pretty small in the back and the mounting is kind of something we're gonna have to figure out. So let's go ahead and get started so we can figure it out. And I'll have all the links to everything you need for the radio to be installed. And the Jeeps do come with two different types of connectors. So 99 and 2000, they have a certain type. I don't know if 2001 has that old type or the new type, but it does switch. Mine is like one full connector versus these have two connectors, two different ones, and I'll show you once I get in there what I'm talking about. But let's get started. So the first step is to take the old plate off, and you just stick a screwdriver on the side and it just pops right out. So I think a way to tell if you have like the 2-plug versus a 1-plug is if you have the controls right here. I believe mine didn't have these, so I think that's one way to tell. So now we are going to remove the screws that hold the radio in place and disconnect it. Test fit how this radio is gonna go in and cut whatever we need to cut. So these are the 2 plugs that I'm talking about. So on my Jeep, I actually have 1 plug with that look, you know, something like that, and the older ones that have the 2 plugs. So just make sure you get the right harness for your Jeep. Now we're trying to figure out how to mount this because it's so small and the screen is out, so you kind of have to mount it to the faceplate instead of like with these brackets that come with it. So we're trying to figure out, Chris, what were you thinking? You tell them your idea.
So I'm thinking putting, since you can see the screw holes, putting some screws in there with the washer, and it'll just hold onto the plastic right here. That way it doesn't move, because there's no other way we're gonna install it. What were you thinking?
Oh, I was thinking of building like a little bracket.
I say we put the screws in with the washers. I think that'll work. So what we ended up doing is putting some washers on the screws to hold on to the plastic, and that's holding on really well. So now Chris is putting on the connectors for all the wiring.
Jonathan told me to do this.
I told him to put these like male end, and we're gonna put the female end over here. The mic got on his ear. Trying to tickle you. So we're gonna put the female ends over here. That way, if in the future we ever replace the radio, we can just disconnect it a lot easier instead of having to cut off butt connectors. I don't know, I think it's easier. We're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna match every wire from, this is the Metro kit right here. We're gonna match all the wires onto there. This one actually has a steering wheel control, so we can actually program those wires for the steering wheel, which is really cool. And then the last part, the radio comes with these cables here, so you can actually connect the sub audio out right there. You can put video in, video out. So you can connect a dash cam, which he's gonna get soon. Has the mic connection too. So I'm not sure on this Jeep, but on mine I had to connect the amp, which would be like this one right here. But we're gonna test it out on here without connecting it and see if it turns on. If it doesn't, we know that we need to connect the amp. I'm just not sure because this is a different style of wiring. All right, so we got the radio in, just kind of like a test fit. Woo! We got a horrible antenna connection, but so we do have to trim a little bit. Only on the top part up here, it's like rubbing, you can kind of see it. Other than that, everything else fits good. And then we have to transfer over the vents, and it should be pretty much ready to go. But it honestly looks really good in here. It doesn't stick out a lot on the side, how like the single bins do. And the fact that you don't have to trim much is great too. And the Bluetooth CarPlay, that's the best part.
Let's go. We
need to do the USB mod that I did like on my Jeep and put it on the socket. Now we got CarPlay in the Jeep. Let's go.
Let's go.
We need to do the LED kit. I can't see nothing in here. Look at that.
Who's man's?
Yeah, who's man? Come on. You should have a friend to hook you up.
Hey, he's over here. Let me see.
I don't know that guy.
Hey, this guy right here.
Or this guy right here, look.
Which guy? That guy? Oh, that's too bright. Damn.
But yeah, so we got it up. Now we just got to finish the project, and I'll show you guys during the day because it's too dark right now, but we'll go ahead and finish it up. The part that's hitting is up here where the red felt is at, so we're gonna go ahead and trim that out and then test fit it again. Everything else does still work. It does fit, so you should be fine with the double din in here other than cutting the top.
Don't worry about the rat's nest.
So now the next step that we have to do is this faceplate down here actually mounts into these clips right there. So we have to make those fit. They're a little bit too big, so we're gonna go ahead and trim them, and that way it fits. All right, so we have those little side plates mounted. So now it'll clip into that, and we should be good. So Chris, right now he is welding on the vent, and you have to cut off the top piece, right, for it to fit?
Yeah.
So you have to cut off on this side, but other than that, just melt it on. Don't breathe in the fumes. This is pretty bad stuff. It's plastic, so be careful with that. But you can see how we mounted the radio. We put the screw with some washers on it, and honestly, it's holding up pretty well, huh? Yep. That's how you put one of these radios on. And the cool part is you don't have to cut a lot. You just cut the top part on the Jeep, and it's good to go. And you can do that with like a Dremel. So yeah, and mine actually broke from the welds we did the first time, so Chris is about to touch it up. All right guys, so that's what the radio ended up looking like once we put the vents in. It is blocking it a little bit, but honestly it's really nice. And it's not too far away from the dash as well, the way we mounted it. They know the AC doesn't work. So yeah, it doesn't stick out much. You do need a doubled in bezel, and then you need to chop up a little bit at the top, but other than that, it fits good. And honestly, it works pretty well, so Chris is happy with it. Oh, this is just one screen, all the apps over here. Chris is happy with it, and that's what matters. It's his Jeep. So if you guys like that radio, be sure to click the link down below to order it. Don't forget to check out Najar Off-Road, pick up one of these shirts, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.